The Ganga River supports 500 million people. It is a massive, incredibly complex water system that bears the ecological weight of dense urbanization, industrial runoff, and centuries of intense human use. Cleaning a waterway at this scale requires a massive workforce. In the late 1980s, the first Ganga Action Plan introduced a highly practical solution to help manage the river's biological load. Instead of relying solely on mechanical filtration, they decided to deploy native river turtles to act as an organic cleanup crew, scavenging and recycling dead organic material directly from the water. This document details how that historical program actually operated. It relied on a process called head starting. Conservationists protected vulnerable turtle eggs, raised the hatchlings safely in captivity, and then released the stronger juveniles back into the river by the thousands to boost the wild population. The strategy recognized that wildlife conservation could serve a dual purpose. By returning these specific scavengers to the water, they were treating the turtles as living ecological infrastructure, a biological software designed to process waste. But the program hit a severe data bottleneck. Once those juvenile turtles slipped under the surface, the conservationists lost all contact. They had absolutely no way to track how many animals survived, where they migrated, or if they were successfully consuming the organic waste. As this breakdown shows, the turtles faced a highly degraded environment. They lacked safe places to bask in the sun, they had little refuge from local predators, and their native food sources were unpredictable. Deploying millions of biological workers only works if the physical environment can sustain them. The receiving infrastructure of the river was largely broken, and managers had no telemetry or sensor data to guide their release locations. Without verifiable data on survival or water quality improvements, scaling up the operation was impossible. You cannot manage an ecological recovery if you are simply putting animals into the water and hoping they survive. The modern fix for this gap in infrastructure is the Ecosystem Intervention Platform, or EIP. It acts as a floating, nature-based data center that provides the physical habitat the turtles need while generating the digital telemetry the scientists require. Looking at the platform schematic, the surface level features protected basking zones, native wetland vegetation, and a solar array. Above the waterline, AI-equipped cameras and telemetry receivers track animals. Below the surface, automated sensors log water quality and collect eDNA to trace species passing through. By combining physical shelter with real-time data collection, these platforms turn passive stretches of the river into active, measurable monitoring stations. This hardware creates a tight operational loop. We restore the physical habitat, observe biological data through sensors, learn how the ecosystem responds, and adapt our conservation methods. EIPs work alongside existing municipal sewage treatment and broad missions like the Namami Gange program. They function as specialized nodes that feed real-time water intelligence and turtle telemetry into those larger conservation frameworks, filling in data gaps with hyper-localized metrics. With a continuous stream of data flowing from the river to the researchers, teams can finally prove exactly how much organic material the turtle population is successfully removing from the Ganga. To prove this system works at scale, the next practical step is a 3-year demonstration pilot, deploying 12 of these platforms across 3 highly distinct landscapes along the river. This map outlines the testing environments. One zone will focus on safe post-release habitats for newly introduced turtles. Another acts as a rescue and rehabilitation landscape to monitor sick animals. The third is a community-managed tributary testing how local stewardship integrates with the technology. Executing a hardware network of this complexity requires deep integration. As this matrix details, the EIP deployment relies entirely on aligning international engineering with the vast on-the-ground expertise of India's existing conservation programs and rescue centers. Driving this technical integration is Professor Ricky Spencer. His background in developing these specific modular floating habitats brings 3 decades of applied freshwater ecology directly to the pilot program. This initial 12-platform rollout is a strict scientific proving ground. It allows scientists to stress test the sensors, refine the data collection loop, and ensure the wild turtles have reliable physical support before expanding further. The success of the turtles serves as a measurable indicator for the health of the entire Ganga. By supporting this specific species, the hardware creates the conditions necessary for a wider variety of aquatic life to return. The telemetry, the eDNA, and the water quality metrics generated by these first 12 nodes will provide the exact baseline evidence required to confidently replicate this infrastructure up and down the river basin. We are moving past the days of releasing animals into the dark and hoping for a positive outcome. We now have the technology to actively measure and manage their success in real time. By installing intelligent hardware to support nature's own cleanup crew, we are engineering a Ganga that is actually equipped, monitored, and ready for long-term recovery.